In a small, enchanted village nestled within the Misty Woods, a peculiar tower stood, entwined with ivy and shimmering in the morning dew. This was the home of Elidor, the kind-hearted wizard known throughout the village for his remarkable potions that cured ailments and shielded the fields from harm. His legacy, however, was enveloped in whispers of a legendary potion, a concoction said to bestow immense power and unending success. But the secret of this potion lay heavily guarded, the key whispered to be a once-in-a-century moonflower that adorned the darkest night with its luminous glow. As the villagers buzzed with anticipation for the bloom's return, one young man, Tomas, harboured an ambition as grand as the tower itself. He was a spirited youth with eyes that glimmered with dreams of more. If I could uncover the secret potion, he mused one morning, the village would look upon me with awe, and my place would be above all. With that thought nestled like a seed in his heart, Tomas fashioned a plan, his courage swelling like the river after a storm. During the festival, when everyone, even Elidor, is caught in the festivities, I shall uncover the wizard's secret, Tomas whispered to his reflection in the tranquil river, the waters swirling around him knowingly. The night of the festival arrived, wrapped in garlands of laughter and song. Lanterns like flitting fireflies lit the village paths, leading the revellers to the heart of the celebration. Meanwhile, Tomas slipped through the shadows cast by the moonlit trees, his footsteps silenced by the soft, grassy earth as he made his way to the ivy-clad tower. The door creaked open with a sigh, welcoming him into the wizard's secret lair. Curiosity flickered in his eyes as he beheld shelves upon shelves lined with colourful bottles, each swirling with mysteries. Here must be the room, Tomas murmured to himself, his heart racing like the drums echoing from the festival. Amongst this symphony of strange fragrances and vibrant hues lay Elidor's notebook, the linchpin of Tomas's plan. He opened it with trembling hands, pages rustling like whispers in the night. There it was, the Moonflower potion, written in curling ancient script. Just as he scrawled the ingredients onto a scrap of parchment, the air shifted. "What do you think you are doing?" Elidor's voice cut through the tower, stern as thunder yet with a softness that puzzled Tomas. The wizard's eyes were both fierce and kind, like the forest sheltering the village. Tomas stumbled back, heart thundering louder than the village drums. I just wanted to look, he stammered, feeling smaller than the shadows he had hidden in. Curiosity can be a treasure, Elidor spoke, his voice now a gentle breeze, but it can also lead one astray, especially when tangled with desires they do not understand. Elidor's calm made Tomas emboldened. "Teach me, please. I wish to learn from you, to understand the magic beyond these walls." A smile danced at the corner of Elidor's lips, wise and mysterious. "Very well, Tomas," he nodded, the lines of his face softening. "But remember, real magic isn't in potions alone. It dwells in the hands and hearts willing to learn." Thus began Tomas's journey, under the watchful eye of the wise wizard, each lesson a new page in his life, one step closer to understanding not just the potion, but the world around him. The Moonflower's secret was still out of reach, but his journey had only just begun, and so had the lessons it promised to teach. Under the glow of Elidor's guiding moon, Tomas found himself immersed in a world of magic and wisdom. Days wove into nights as he learned to craft potions, each bubbling brew more mystifying than the last. Tomas watched Elidor's hands move with grace. each gesture speaking the language of the hidden arts. One afternoon, as they stirred the cauldron filled with scents of honey and herbs, Tomas asked, his voice filled with longing, "Master Elidor, what does the Moonflower potion truly do?" Elidor paused, his eyes twinkling like stars. "It bestows immense gifts indeed, but it demands something equally profound, an understanding and sacrifice not always easy to give." Tomas nodded, pondering the wizard's words, the gears in his mind turning like the windmills beyond the hills. He practiced each night, his determination a relentless fire. The village festival came and went, leaving behind laughter and stories like petals strewn in the breeze. It was during this quiet time that Elidor trusted Tomas more and more, allowing him to experiment under his watchful eye. Finally, the night of the Moonflower's bloom arrived. A celestial hush blanketed the village as the villagers gathered, eyes wide with wonder at the delicate flower unfurling beneath the moonlight. Tomas knew deep in his heart this was his moment. With nimble fingers he gathered the glowing petals, his breath caught between excitement and trepidation. Slipping away into the night, he returned to the tower, ready to create the potion by himself. Ignoring the wizard's warnings, Tomas mixed and stirred, his heart pounding with dreams of fame and glory. As he drank the potion, anticipation coursed through his veins like the morning sun chasing away shadows. Yet a sudden chill swept over him. Instead of triumph, a dizzying sickness embraced him. Pain and confusion clouded his senses, his vision dimming as the villagers rushed to his aid, their voices a concerned murmur. Elidor knelt beside Tomas, his voice a balm to the chaos. "You pursued strength without understanding the heart's true need, Tomas. But this is not the end. It is merely a step towards wisdom." Tomas awoke in the warmth of his own bed, the familiar patterns of the curtains dancing softly in the morning light. Beside him sat Elidor, his presence a calm anchor in the storm of Tomas's mind. "Didn't it work because I missed an ingredient?" Tomas whispered, disappointment weighing on his words like heavy stones. Elidor shook his head gently, a knowing glint in his eyes. The potion functioned as it was intended. You see, Tomas, true power emerges not from the potion itself, but from the heart that wields it. It requires selflessness and integrity, qualities crafted through continued effort and kindness. Tomas's heart sank, the realization seeping into him like the morning sun. "I wanted to be great, to be recognized," he confessed, a tear slipping down his cheek, vanishing into the folds of the blanket. Elidor placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Greatness takes root not in shortcuts, but in the honest path. Your journey does not end here, young one. Rather, it has just begun." In the days that followed, Tomas worked diligently, not in pursuit of shortcuts, but in pursuit of understanding, of himself and the magic that danced around him. He helped fellow villagers with tasks, not for recognition, but from a pure sense of community. Little by little, the village began to see Tomas, not for what he attempted to take, but for the genuine young man he was becoming. His newfound insight grew like the wildflowers that adorn the village fields, vibrant and full of life. He found joy in the simple magic of laughter with friends, of tilled soil and growing seeds, and the shared stories passed from one generation to the next. Under the enigmatic yet gentle tutelage of Elidor, Tomas no longer sought mere power from potions. He sought wisdom, compassion, and the truest alchemy of all, the bond of friendship and trust with the people around him. So, as the Moonflower quietly retreated into legend, Tomas learned not all magic is hidden in veils, but lies within the hearts that learn to give as well as take. And he understood that while he may not possess the potion's ultimate power, he discovered something far greater: himself.
If you enjoyed this story, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content.